Hello and good evening, everyone. Welcome once again to Monday Night Twitch. I'm your host, Mike, the WanderingTook. Joining me tonight, as always, is Daniel, Mr. BigFomLof. And Daniel, might I say, I'm delighted that you're here.
Mike, I was going to say that to you.
Aw,
I'm delighted that you're here, but I'm feeling a little chilly tonight.
chilly? Oh,
Well, I know where Wendigos live.
well, it's not the cold dead of space, is it?
Oh, I don't think so.
So, yeah, we were in space, and
And then something happened.
yeah, the Dark Matter campaign. And then the campaign gave us a little way out. They said, hey, if you're going to find the path to the lost fragment of Carcosa, you have to look within yourself. See, it was in us all along, Daniel.
Wow.
And then it said, hey, before you continue and do this dive into yourself or get into your cryopods, if you want, you can go back and review Old Earth's archives. So we decided to do that. And by spending memories, we go on this side quest to, hey, sticking with the theme, another fan-made adventure. And this one is Against the Wendigo.
Right on. Now, is this also designed by our good friend that designed the Dark Matter?
No, this is a different one. Oh
Okay.
my gosh. Why did I
We should.
not prep this beforehand?
Yeah, you knew I was going to ask. I always try to credit everybody.
Yep, I got it here. Is this Matt? Matt, no. Where are you? Dang it. Dang it.
Well, I'm sorry. We'll look for it. We'll say who did it. We will definitely give credit where credit is due.
Vinn
So,
Quest.
what?
Vinn Quest.
Vinn Quest?
Vinn space Quest. That's the author and creator. That's the name he goes by.
All right. Well, thank
All
you very much for the
credits
question.
go to him.
I mean, I'm thanking you now before I go through the misery of what this could be.
Yeah, every treachery is nauseous fumes. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, so I'm gonna I'll give you a brief introduction, Daniel, and then you can read the story. How about that?
Okay. Do you wanna before we do we have any kind of thing in the campaign guide we should probably let people know about? Or until you
Yes,
did the job.
as soon as I talk. Yeah, we'll do that.
Oh,
Okay,
I think
so
the introduction to Wendigo. I apologize.
yeah. Well, I am. We'll get into that.
Okay, we'll get it. Okay. Go.
Okay, so this is a fan-made scenario. This is supposed to follow after a solo adventure for the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game called Alone Against the Wendigo. We don't have to know anything about that to play this, which is good because I haven't played it. I don't think you have either.
I have read it.
You've read it. Okay.
I've read most Call of Cthulhu material. Yeah.
All right. So apparently, under that one, the reader plays Dr. Elsie Nadelmann,
Okay.
gender up to the Blair,
Okay.
rising star of the Department of Anthropology of Miskatonic University, where they have gone on a scientific expedition with 3 students. Their goal
Okay.
was to explore the North Hanninah Valley, a large, unknown, and mysterious territory in Canada's far northwest. I believe it's Western Northwest Territories. I don't think it's as far as the Yukon,
Okay.
but up there. It is not
Close to
necessary.
your house.
that that's still a long ways away from my house. It is not
You already live
necessary.
at the edge of nowhere. So
Yeah, then you keep going past the edge of nowhere, and then
past nowhere.
eventually you reach this place.
Great.
It's supposed to be beautiful up there, but
I'm sure it is.
yeah. All right, so some things you need to know. There is a
Okay.
river in this game, the
Sweet.
Mackenzie River.
Okay.
When you are in a river, if you want to move to another river, you can't. You can't even be forced to move to another river location. The only way you can do it is either to take 2 actions to walk to an adjacent river
Okay.
or do a navigate action, which is if there's enemies engaged with you, they do their normal attack of opportunity. Yep. But then they disengage you, and then you get to choose how many rivers you want to move. And then at the end of that, you do a test, fist or fleetness, 1 plus the number of locations that you moved. And if
Okay.
you fail, you take a damage. If you fail by 3 or more, you take 2 damage.
Oh, interesting.
So there's the safe way of walking, or there's the run, but you can get really far, and yeah, maybe
Now, if you walk along the river with monsters on you, I assume they hit you as well.
yeah, as per the normal rules of the game.
Okay. Okay.
There are a whole bunch of story cards in this. We're not supposed to touch them just yet.
Okay.
There is north, south, east, west is exactly what you think it is.
Okay.
And then we'll get there soon. So I'm going to look at the main map here in the middle.
Okay. Yep.
We're going to start at the jetty. We've got 2 locations on either side of us. Fort McDonald, Indian Territory, because this is the 1920s, I guess.
Okay.
Or earlier. This is way earlier. This is what? 1800s? 1700s maybe?
Well, if it's standard Call of Cthulhu, it's in the 20s, probably, but
Hmm.
they may have dated this one earlier. Yeah.
All right. And then if you follow the river. Oh, it's the North Hanninah River. Okay. All the way up.
Okay.
All the river locations have been randomized. And then all the remaining locations have been randomized and put beside it. So we
Okay.
have this trunk that is the river, and the
Yep.
jetty starts in the river, so we're already having to use this mechanic. And we're going to be moving back and forth, and then up, so on and so forth.
Okay. But clearly have to go on the river.
Have to go on the river. This mountain range could have been anywhere. It was randomly chosen to be here.
Mm-hmm.
I believe we're supposed to go there eventually, just by the way the text was written.
Okay.
And then why don't you go to the prologue?
Well, I'm gonna. You ready?
I'm
This is
ready.
exciting. September 1926. You've just witnessed the resounding trial of Dr. Nadelmann, a person close to you, who is the rising star of the Department of Anthropology at Miskatonic University. Nadelmann is the only living member of the science expedition launched to explore a wild valley in northwestern Canada called North Hanninah. Sylvia Davidson, Norman Faulkner, and Bernard Epstein, the 3 newly graduated students who accompanied the anthropologist, have disappeared. The Arkham authorities were keen to ensure that justice was done, and Dr. Nadelmann was found guilty of involuntary homicide. However, everyone was able to see during the testimony that Nadelmann's physical and mental health were severely deteriorated. An ugly throat wound, which still had not healed after weeks, prevented Nadelmann from speaking normally. When words could be understood, they were implausible rants full of man-eating monsters and local spirits that doomed the expedition. After the judgment, mystery remained as to the real fate of the students, and Nadelmann was to leave for Arkham Asylum to receive proper care pending a possible appeal of the trial. Standing in front of the court as you meditate on the best way to prove Nadelmann innocent and rehabilitate the anthropologist's name, many relatives of the missing students come to find you. Just like you, they are not satisfied with his judgment that has not shed light on the fate of their loved ones. They tell you that the Canadian Mounted Police stopped the investigation after the disappearance of many of their men. They are desperate and ask you to find the 3 students, knowing that as a close friend of Dr. Nadelmann, you have access to all the information in Nadelmann's possession, and that they will provide you with all the support necessary to discover the truth. Soon after, you follow the footsteps of the previous expedition, starting by train from Arkham to central Canada. During the trip, you read Dr. Nadelmann's expedition notebook. Nadelmann's records are clear and precise at the beginning of the adventure. Several entries later, Nadelmann's notes that the Sarcy guide of their expedition, Charlie Foxtail, abandoned the group after seeing the tracks of a being that Charlie called the Wendigo. Then the information quickly becomes confusing. The writing becomes increasingly jerky, unreadable. As it stands, you're not able to make sense of the disaster that supposedly befell the expedition. There are nonetheless enough interesting and concrete leads to begin your investigation. Once at the terminus of the train, you're heading towards the Mackenzie River. Your destination is Fort McDonald, an outpost of the Mounted Police, which will give you access to the wild valley of North Hanninah. The weather's still good on the riverbank, however, higher up in the mountains, the cold and the snow begin to settle. You have a short time before the arrival of winter to discover the truth about Dr. Nadelmann's disastrous expedition.
Okay.
Ah.
As per standalone rules, we're using the Chaos Bag as is.
Mm-hmm.
And it even says if your campaign doesn't have a broken tablet, add one to the bag for this game.
Yay!
Okay, great. Let's see. We got some Wendigo's myth encounter cards set aside. I've done all the locations, all the story stuff,
Okay.
and that's it. That's it.
Dude, this sounds exciting.
Oh yeah.
All right.
I didn't know
Mike,
that.
why don't you tell us about a dark and disturbing valley?
Sure, I absolutely will. Agenda 1A. Of all the delusions of Dr. Nadelmann during his trial, something came up regularly: the presence of a creature that his Indian guide called the Wendigo. This being, coming straight from local superstitions, would be at the origin of the debacle of their expedition. Naturally, nobody believed Naderman. But now that you're there, you cannot help but feel a great sense of discomfort as you descend into the valley in search of answers.
Mm.
Act 1A. In search of the missing. Equipped with notes that Dr. Nadelmann took during his expedition, you venture into the Hanninah Valley, hoping to find out what really happened to his expedition. You have some interesting tracks. You have some interesting tracks in the vicinity of Fort McDonald. It quickly becomes clear that by venturing into the heart of the valley, you are most likely to find the missing students. So, investigators in the same location can spend 6 clues to advance at any time.
And Mike, we start at the jetty.
We start at the jetty, so why
After
don't
a
you
long
read
trip
that?
from Arkham, you arrive at the terminus of the Mackenzie River Shuttle, not far from Fort McDonald. Some canoes come and go, steered by native Indians of this region. You finish your preparation for the expedition and buy canoes to move easily and quickly along the Hanninah River. The northern part of the river is nearby. It flows into the vast wilderness of the valley. You have a hard time finding a local guide who agrees to venture to North Hanninah, but eventually, a broke young Indian offers his services. Mm-hmm. Notice it didn't put the clues on, Mike.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
It's something about the way that the mod was designed.
oh okay.
This is a
Oh,
fairly old adventure,
oh,
relatively
cool.
speaking, so maybe
All right.
it didn't have all this added.
So let me tell you about the jetty, Mike.
Please do.
It's connected to the river location directly to the north. If no asset card with both guide and Indian trait is in play, spend 3 resources. The Indian guide enters play. Take control of it. That's interesting. And then we have the walk along the river and the navigate rules.
Nice.
Huh.
Isn't that cool?
Okay. Okay.
So something I want to point out because, well, I'll show you why. The scenario card,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
skulls are -1 if you fail, lose a resource. That's actually kind of tame. Cultist is -2 if you fail, an ally asset you control takes a damage in a horror. That's really bad for me because I have a lot of 2 and 2s, and I have burden of leadership. Broken tablet is -2 if you succeed, place a clue from the reserve on the mountain range. If you fail, take a horror. And the other thing is -3 if you fail, take a horror. So the mountain range is way up in the top right.
Yeah.
And it says it's connected to the river location, yeah, to the east, or sorry, to the west. It cannot be revealed except by an investigator on this location who uses the following trigger. So you can go to this location and not reveal it.
Okay.
As a free trigger, if there are 2 clues on the mountain range, reveal it.
Okay.
So there's going to be ways of getting clues. Force. If an investigator on this location reveals a bad stuff symbol while performing a skill test, the following effect applies. If you succeed, place a clue on this location. If you fail,
Okay.
take a horror.
Okay. And that's whether it's revealed or not. Okay. Or I guess it wouldn't be revealed. Yeah. Okay. So like, okay. Interesting. I wonder if there's other ways to get clues on here. I'm sure there are.
Yeah.
Well, you ready?
I am. Hi, Will. Ooh, Will's played this and loved it. Great.
Great.
Great. Okay.
Mike, I'm going first.
Sure. I have to ask, what are you thinking about this whole money thing? Because you know Charlie, he spends a lot of money up front. Now, if this Indian guide is an ally, that could be cool. But
Now, is he somewhere in the encounter deck? Like, is he out
I'm
of play right now?
assuming he's out of play.
Okay.
I should probably find this. Yep, he's out of play.
Well, I was gonna just try to get. By the way, everyone, I'm a mystic to start. I was gonna try to get these clues and put out a holy rosary.
Sure. Yeah, if you want to actually
Because
advance the game,
I got 2 copies of Read the
awesome.
Signs.
I'm not.
Right? Is that all right?
Yeah.
But so that's a $4 play though. So Turn 1.
That's fine.
Let's get a rosary out there. Bump up my will.
I mean, let's put it this way. We got locations to the east and west of us that we can explore in the meantime.
Yep. I'm going to read the signs, which puts me at a 7 on a 2. Do you agree?
Hey, board game lawyer.
Oh, hey.
Yes, you are 7 on a 2.
There you go.
You have succeeded. Would you like 2 clues?
By 2. I would. Thanks. Oh, did you give it to me?
Sure did.
You're a saint. Look at you.
And you
And
got an
then
action.
for my third thing, do you mind if I'm kind of lame and just take $1?
I think that's fine. I mean, I might be lame
Okay.
too.
All right, because then I might pay for a guide. We'll see what happens.
It's kind of where I'm at.
Okay.
I'm Charlie, right? But what are Charlie and Lola like? Okay, we're here because we took a dive into the Matrix, but otherwise, why would they be here? I feel like they'd be the last people up here.
I'm researching for a horror movie I'm doing soon.
I get the feeling Charlie Kane would not be caught dead anywhere near here.
No, I don't think he would.
All right. So ever vigilant. I get to play a rod of animalism for 1, which means I get to play a guard dog for another 1. And then I will put out a Bonnie Walsh for 2.
Well, that seems like a good start.
That's a very good start. Do you want me to be
Good
really,
golly.
really lame? I take $1, and then for my last action, I put out bandages.
Nice. That is what we call the ultimate setup turn for Charlie Kane, eh?
I mean, yeah, sure, yeah.
I mean, that's pretty good.
It's close enough.
Yeah,
it's pretty
hold on,
good.
Mike. I need your counsel before we keep going.
Sure.
I have this free ability to just switch my class. Should I read the signs out? Should I stay a mystic? And should we get clues early? What are you thinking? Or I don't really have anything else to turn into, so I will stay a mystic. All right, here we go.
Here's the other thing: if you draw your weakness, you have to discard a mystic card, right?
Yeah.
And you could always. Okay, I see what you mean. Yeah, it's a tough call.
I'm gonna stay mystic, and if I draw my weakness now, I'm always okay with that. So monster phase, there are no monsters. How about we upkeep?
Ugh, I got a stupid bot in chat. Go
What?
away, robot. How do I make you go away?
We have a robot?
Yeah, they come out all the time.
All right. I'm going to actually get rid of shortcut, Mike. Is that okay? And keep look what I found.
All right. Ooh. I'm set up for punchy.
All right, so I'm going to be the Clover today, eh? All right.
I mean, I'm not usually the Clover.
I know. I'm just kidding. All right, I have. Oh wait, let me do a little. There we go. Mike, go ahead.
All right.
What's the first bad card of the Wendigo day?
Mist in the Valley. I attach it to my location. This location gets +2 Shroud. At the end of the round, reveal a token. If it's a bad stuff token, attach this card to a location directly to the east or west.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
That is very cool.
I like that a lot. Okay.
Otherwise, discard this card. That is neat.
That's a pretty cool thing. I have drawn a little bit of Sudden Flood. Each investigator on a river, and we are. Oof.
Test stuff. Okay.
Yeah, and until the end of the round, investigators on river locations can't navigate.
Well, that's fine. We're not going to navigate. Okay, so we have to.
Fist 4 or. Okay. Well.
I'm a 6.
All right, go ahead.
I pass.
I guess you should take the test before me, who drew the card. All right.
I thought we were going in order. Go ahead, dude.
I'm actually going to pitch Scene of the. Okay. Can I commit a card?
Oh yeah, of course. I feel like Charlie did what Charlie did. Is that he said, "I'm the most powerful," and pushed you aside.
Right. I'm going to make it even.
All right.
That's right, baby. +2, may switch my roles. I'm going to not switch.
All right.
All right, that is us. I say one of us moves east or west,
I feel like we both do.
because since we cannot, as you know,
Yeah.
keep the river. Well, I guess we can walk the river, but
Nope. All right. Where's that?
I think we just can't take the navigate action.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What do we got? We got Fort McDonald's, which we're kind of where we came from, right? And we've got Indian Territory. I'm going to go to Indian Territory. Do you mind?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. The native Indian territory of this region is vast but sparsely populated. The natives are distant with you and seem to dread to venture away from their homes. Dr. Nadelmann's notes indicate that Charlie Foxtail, the guide of his expedition, lived here before disappearing on their journey. It was by paying the hospitalization costs of Amala, Charlie's wife, that Dr. Nadelmann could secure his services. You can visit Amala Foxtail to learn more about Charlie's fate.
Ooh.
Ooh, okay. And there are 2 clues here too, Mike, if you don't mind. An investigator may attempt one of the following 2 actions. Collective limit of once per game. I can parlay at test book 6. Whoa. You can spend up to $5 to reduce the difficulty of this by as many points. You try to convince them all that you only want her and her husband to be safe. Okay. Or we can parlay fist 3. You're trying to intimidate her in order to make her confess where her husband is hiding. Record that the Indians are hunting you down.
Um.
Uh,
Well,
okay.
so this is the thing. Charlie is much better at fist. However, Charlie is also really good normally at doing big burst tests. So,
Do you want me to leave this to you then?
if you can't do it, and I'm guessing that your book stuff is more better suited for clue compression,
Yeah, I think
probably. Let me see what this is on my map.
all I ask Charlie is that you don't intimidate her.
I won't be able to do it yet. I need another ally at least.
Okay. Otherwise, I can spend $3 to make it a 3 test, which is still not great. Okay. Um, well, since I'm a mystic, you know what I'm going to do, Mike? I'm going to spend $2 and read the signs.
Yeah, seems good.
Okay. All right, here we go. I'm up 4. There we go. I'll take 2 more. I'll take all those clues, please.
Done.
Thank you.
Done, done, done.
Okay, so that's 2 things. Then I think what makes the most sense to me is to get back to the jetty. If I'm not going to be doing anything there, right?
Yeah.
So I will do so.
I don't see the point either at the moment of going over there, so I'm going to go over here to Fort McDonald. The fort is a remote outpost of the Canadian Mounted Police overlooking the Mackenzie River. If you ask the mounted police officers, you may be able to see the results of their investigation of missing students.
Oh.
Daniel, if you please get the
I'll grab the
clues.
clues.
I can parlay to test 4 book. If I succeed, take a clue from the token pool. You can spend 2 resources to heal 2 damage or 2 horrors.
Okay.
The officer in front of you reluctantly tells you about this investigation. Apparently, many of his men disappeared while they were on the trail of students. The case was eventually dismissed, with Nadelmann being blamed for the alleged death of the other members of the expedition.
Okay. Okay.
Well, I can't see myself doing much here. I'm going to draw a card. Oh, that's cool. That's very cool.
You're calling in favors, eh?
Yeah, because then I can pull my guard dog back, play it for cheap, get another animal out, or another something out, and then go after... Try to parlay with the lovely Imala Foxtail. Okay, is that us? That's us.
Well, you did move and draw, right?
Oh, you're right. I didn't do a third action.
I believe you have an extra thing coming.
I'm moving back.
Okay.
I'm not going to pull my dog back on the last action. That could be disastrous.
Okay. Hey, man. Good to see you.
Hi.
All right. Monster phase. No monsters. Let's upkeep.
Oh, there's drawing the sign. I don't think I care about drawing the sign right now.
I am staying a mystic, by the way.
All right.
All right. We're at 2 doom of 4, Miguel. What do we got?
Am I at a wild location? I am not. For each point I fail by, lose a resource.
So these guys are like thieves?
Apparently,
Interesting.
well, Huh. I don't know. Every piece of equipment is worth taking in order to survive alone in this valley. Okay, so this is how smart is Charlie in taking the equipment. Charlie says, I should take my cigars. The dog thinks that's stupid. So does Bunny Walsh. So I'm a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on a 2.
Oh.
That's fine. -2. I'm good.
All right.
Charlie wants to be
Oof.
up by 2.
Okay. I have drawn me a little monster. Some wolves. All right. If wolves are not engaged at the end of the enemy phase, shuffle them in the encounter deck.
Crazy.
Sadly, I feel like I'm going to have to kill some dogs. I don't want to, but I actually can, so I will.
Up to you, because I can too.
Well, I got the Spectral Razor, and I'm a mystic. Since you'll usually be killing things. Are you still not set up to go talk to Amaya?
No, I have to pull my dog back. And these treacheries keep exhausting Bunny Walsh.
Well,
why don't I punch your dogs, pull the dog back to my hand and call in favors, and play the dog again. Then I should be in good space.
Okay, if that's what you want to do.
What is that dog? 3? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Elder Sign. Daniel, I just did 2 damage to your wolves.
You killed my wolves?
I did.
How do you feel about that?
It was them or me. We're in the... Those are the times. We're in the frozen north. Alright, I'm going to call in some favors. Let's see who we got here. That's a book test?
Yeah.
See, I can pull out a sled dog, which is the smart move. Or I could pull in an art student, which is the dumb move, but it gives me an extra pip. I'm going to do the sled dog. Because I feel like long-term strategy, that's what I want to do.
Dude, you're already drawing the sign? When did that happen?
Last round.
Oh, missed that. All right.
And then I'm going to move.
Okay. Are you done?
That's me.
Okay. Mike, I think that I am going to take a little risk here at the beginning. Are you all right with that?
Yep.
Oh, Mike, you need to draw a token real quick for
Oh,
Mist
right.
in the Vent. Okay, so it's going to move to the east, I guess.
We get to choose, man.
Yeah, so why not where you're not?
Okay. That should have happened last turn, by the way.
Yeah, but you knew you were going there. You wanted to get more Shroud? I guess it doesn't matter.
I should have drawn again for this turn. So then it would have gone back here. Okay. We're good now.
Okay.
We're good.
All right. No, we got it last round.
Okay, so this round it goes back. We're good. We'll say once we upkeep, it'll go back. So I'll just put that here for now. All good.
I think we've only had it one test.
Yeah.
So it should be there. All right. So I'm gonna navigate the river.
Okay.
I'll be at a +1 to not get hurt by navigating. That's not great. Maybe I'll just walk up.
Because walking up is 2 actions.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because you can't navigate. We're oh no, that was last round. Never mind.
That was last round. Yeah. All right. The walk along the riverbanks is long and difficult, but canoeing would be dangerous, especially if you're just an actress. Nevertheless, you finally find traces of the passage of the previous expedition.
But I played a guide on television.
Right. This location is connected to blah, blah, blah. All right. And connected to the wilds east and west. All right. Nothing really going on here other than what you see. All right. I've done 2 things. And Mike, for my third act, do you know what I'm going to do?
I don't.
I'm going to fast action, switcheroo to um, to Survivor. All right,
All right.
and I'm going to look for clues. That's all I'm going to do. I
You're
am
out of 3.
even with this test.
Okay. You failed by 2.
Oh no, Mike. I'm going to look what I found and grab both those clues if you don't mind.
There you go.
Okay. So I have the requisite clues for us to advance, Mike, if we get together and want to do that.
We don't even have to get together.
We do have to get together.
No. Because I don't have any
Well, I
clues.
guess I'm at the same location, aren't I?
Yeah.
Wait, is that true? Like, we don't investigators in the same location? Oh, yeah. You don't have to be with me. All right. Well, monster phase, no monsters. Go ahead and upkeep, Mike.
Okay. So upkeep. And then I'll move this here.
I'm keeping motivational speech, even though I have no one to give it to right now.
Michael A. Oh my goodness. Michael A.
Do you need a motivational speech to get him in?
We're too far away.
I know, but all right.
I need it. Like I need him for this test, and it's not going to happen. So he's 3 pips on this test.
Yeah, he'd be good, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he would.
All right. Well, anyway, Mike, we have 3 doom out of 4. What we got here?
Tat Trapid on nearest both river and wild location. That would be you. If you move into or out of this location while performing a navigate, the fist or fleetness test of this at stage 4 of this action gains +2 difficulty and +1 damage if you fail. And directly at the end of the round, reveal a chaos token. If a bad stuff symbol is revealed, attach it to a both river and wild location directly to the east or west.
So
I don't think
I'm
they
not sure I
are.
understand that. There is no wild river east or west, right?
I think it's supposed to move up and down.
That's how I imagine that should be, but
Yeah,
it says attached on nearest both river and wild location.
which is only the 3 rivers in the middle.
So I wonder if that means you put it between these 2 things.
What do you mean?
Like it would go like
No,
there or something.
you are on a wild river location as opposed to the jetty.
So are there other random rivers that could have gone in here or no?
They all have the same traits.
Okay. So yeah, it just goes up and down the river, right?
That's how I'm going to play it.
Yeah, that must be it. He meant north or south. Is what we're saying, yeah?
I think so. Oh, Will says it's typo and they fixed it. It moves up and down. Wonderful.
Okay.
Hi, Catherine.
Hi,
Yeah,
Catherine.
sure. It's Michael Lee. Sure. I don't know. Thank you,
That
Catherine.
was just your card, right?
That was just mine.
I also have rapids.
Oh, that would also go on your location.
I am not leaving these places.
You can, just don't navigate out of it.
Yeah. Another slow walk. Okay.
Well.
Well, your turn's really dramatic. I'm not sure mine is.
Well, I'm totally stumped now, and I hate to. Ah.
Oh, hey, don't worry. You've been useless for the first hour and a half of most games.
I have, haven't I?
You have.
Can I be useless one more round?
Whatever you need to do,
Okay,
man.
because let me get this. If I use the dog and Bunny Walsh and the dog again, I'm a 1, I'm a 5, I'm a 6. I'm even.
I mean, one thing too, Mike, if you don't want to be super useless, I can walk to you, and then I can't quite play the motivational speech, can I?
Oh my god.
Because I'm not leaving my place on Navigate. That would be death. Oh, Mike, at the end of the round, can you please roll for Mist in the Valley?
I did.
Okay.
It ran back.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Here's what I'm going to do.
The agenda is going to flip.
I put out the dog. I get $1. Then for my last action, I spend $1 to make it a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Fail!
Okay.
I'm sorry. I failed.
That's fine.
That was my turn.
So a part of me wonders if I should flip the act. Do you want to get a better sense of what we're doing, or do you want me to stay here and see if I can motivational speak someone in? Maybe my next draw is an ally.
Go ahead if you want.
Go ahead if I want what? I gave you 2 options.
Oh, no, whatever you want. You can advance if you want.
I'm always scared to do that when we both don't have the actions to deal with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know it's tough.
All right, so I'm sticking here for a while. Could walk out of the rapids. Although I might be chased by the rapids, right? Or they move wherever we want them.
They move up and down. They
What
will
am I
only
missing?
move up, or they'll disappear.
So it's interesting that to my right is isolated land and to my left is a swamp. Maybe I just want to get out of here.
Yeah, you can. Oh, you cannot reveal the swamp unless another card allows you to.
Oh.
Same with the isolated land.
So maybe I do just walk up. Because I don't want to get caught in these rapids necessarily. All right. All right, Mike, I'm walking up.
So the Sinister Tega is the only place you can go.
Taiga, okay. All right. No clues. This location is okay. Revelation, attach the expedition notebook to it. Okay. There it is. Oh my goodness. All right. And it's a straight up investigate, eh? I don't think I'm great at that, to be honest.
I am, if I can get there. Yikes.
Because right now that puts me at a -1. All right, for my last act, I'm going to draw. And I have drawn fine clothes. That's what I need out here.
Oh, that's what I need.
Yeah.
I'm parlaying.
I know. Joke's on you.
All right, I'm upkeeping. Boy, did I ever
Mike,
not draw fine clothes.
All right, Mike, that's me. Then it's, of course, monster phase, no monsters, upkeep. We've got a field agent, which is always good, and dodge. I will keep the field agent. Okay, Mike, hold on. Do not do anything yet. We have some mist in the valley to deal with and some rapids.
Right. Okay.
So go ahead, you're mist in the valley.
Mist in the valley.
Okay. I am looking at rapid number 1.
Moves up.
Wait, you're drawing? Oh my god, I'm so freaked out.
Second one disappears.
Does it have to move up or can it move down?
Cannot move down. That is not a river and wild location. It is civilized.
Oh, no jetty can have rapids. I see. So now I'm stuck here.
Yep.
Great.
So let me flip the agenda since
we are going to do that.
The Wendigo is more than a local myth. After some time spent in the Hanninah Valley, you can no longer deny the evidence. The Wendigo described by Dr. Nadelmann is not just a superstition of local Indians. You've met him briefly a few times, but so far you've managed to avoid him. It seems straight out of a nightmare, and several disturbing events happen when you feel its bestial presence, or when you see in the distance an immense silhouette with deer antlers, which vanishes as disappearing into thin air by an icy breath. Now you understand better why the previous expedition was lost in the immensities of this region of Canada, and you start to imagine the horrors that the small group of academics had to face. We each test 4 horror, Investigators who
Okay.
fail take a direct horror. And then we shuffle a bunch of stuff into the encounter deck. So I'm going to do the shuffling first.
We don't shuffle in, we take out. Oh, never mind. It's interesting how it's worded. All right. Take the cards from the myth encounter set, then set aside Wendigo. Okay.
Yeah.
Shuffle the rest and the discard pile. All right. All right, Mike, go ahead and take your first Will 4 test here.
Yeah, I'm just going to take it on the chin. Yeah, I
Yeah, you
failed.
are. Okay. I too will take it on the chin. But I win. Because my will is 4 because of God.
All right. Something dark is coming. You're now on the alert. The slightest noise, the smallest movement in the trees could be a new vision of horror, or worse, a more concrete manifestation of the threat looming over you. Like Dr. Nadelmann before you, you become lost in this valley, and you often think about turning back to prevent your expedition from suffering the same fate as his. Each civilized location gains resign. You leave this cursed valley without further ado.
All right. Go ahead and draw your bad card, Mike.
Oh yeah, we have to draw bad guards too. Hi, wolves.
Oh. Uh-oh. A terrified policeman?
Farthest empty wild location aloof.
At the end of each investigator turn, if terrified policeman is not engaged, he attacks the investigator in the same location, or in location directly to the north, south, east, or west.
Even if you're not connected.
Wait, what does that mean?
He's got a gun. So if you are, say, in the taiga, he can hit you from the mountain range
Oh,
because he's
okay,
got a
yeah.
weapon.
So let's put him.
You don't have much of a choice. Oh,
I
yeah, I
think
guess you do.
he's everywhere on the corners to me, right? Sort of.
Yep.
I'm gonna put him there. Actually, I'm gonna put him in the swamp.
Gee, thanks.
Kidding, Mike. Jesus.
And it's the end of each investigator turn, by the way.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. All right. Well, so I can't go to the ancient stones. All right. A lot of weird stuff is happening here.
Yeah.
All right. So I love this terrified Mounties that are out there just shooting whatever moves.
Yep.
That's actually an incredibly beautiful thematic touch. So far, I'm really impressed with the writing. I'm intrigued by the design of this. This has been really cool.
Yep, for sure.
That said, I don't know how I'm going to investigate Shroud 4.
Oh, I'm in the same boat. This is going to be rough. So I think I'm
So,
in.
Mike, why don't I go first and flip the act?
Sure.
This could either be the greatest idea ever or an absolute disaster. Oh, you can't. Can I draw a thing around these? Oh, I did, but it didn't make a. Okay. All right. Are you ready, Mike?
Yes, I am.
Go ahead and flip the act.
All right.
That's the
That's
agenda.
the agenda. We want to do the act. Okay. You've found a student's tracks. You've discovered some clues about the disappearance of one of Dr. Nadelmann's 3 students. You do not know yet if it is Sylvia, Norman, or Bernard, but you are sure the previous expedition was here. The lead investigator randomly takes a card from the student's fate deck and reads the first part.
Oh, this is so cool.
Bernard. At the bottom of the snow-covered hills, you find pieces of clothing that belong to Bernard. Nadelmann's records are not clear. You suppose Bernard blindly fled from something. The tracks you find lead to a strange mound, visible from afar, on which stand odd stones. Reveal the site of ancient stones. Put Bernard's fate aside without reading the second part until a trigger allows you to.
Oh, Mike, this is so cool.
Okay, so we reveal.
Sadly, to go there, I have to get shot at by a Mountie. I don't think we reveal that location yet.
Oh, yeah. Reveal the site of ancient stones.
Oh, look at that. Okay. All right.
It says victory. If there are no clues on this location, read the second part of Bernard's fate. To find out what Bernard was fleeing from, and perhaps even to find the unfortunate student, you'll have to comb through this strange place.
Oof, that's a lot of.
Getting shot at by a
That's gotta
Mountie.
be a lot of shot at by a Mountie. Does he have Hunter at least or anything? No. Rats. He just stays there and takes pot shots at people?
I mean, maybe we should have put him in the isolated land.
Where's that? Oh, you want to say we did that?
Yeah, like having read his text and realized he doesn't move.
Yeah, okay.
Wait, no, we wouldn't have known. Because you didn't know if you had to go to the... You didn't know that you had to go to the Ancient Stones.
No, I didn't know that. You're right. But now that I know, let's move them. All right, so we have done nothing yet. Okay. Was my doing that an action? It wasn't, was it?
Nope.
Because that means I'm the first player. Okay.
Oh, and then Act 2A on the student's track. Or let me just make sure I didn't miss anything.
Got everything.
You now know in which direction to search for one of the students. To your knowledge, the previous expedition always moved as a group until its tragic end. So you think you'll find the other students' tracks along this path. What you'll find at the end of this path, you do not know, but after what you've already endured, you dread the worst.
Oh.
Investigators in the same location can spend 4 clues at any time. Then the lead investigator randomly takes a card from the student's fate deck and reads the first part. If you've discovered either of the student's fates, advance.
So we have. Does that mean we advance? Or.
No, we have to finish it, I believe.
Well,
Yeah, you have to discover it. We have not discovered anyone's fate. We have drawn a card and read
other
it.
than Bernard's.
No, we have not.
Oh, I see. We haven't discovered his fate. You're right. You're right. Okay. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to go? Do I want to go?
Daniel, I think
Tell
I
me.
might actually pitch Michael Lee. Otherwise, I'm going to be stuck here for bloody ever.
I feel like we need a guide, Mike. Or we need to know about a guide.
Yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Oh, God. Thanks, Michael Lee.
Michael Lee did what Michael Lee did. Drew the bloody auto-fail token. That's what, 5 times now? This guy is cursed. He is bloody cursed.
He really is.
I can't do anything now. I'm drawing a card to kill off the wolf for my with my bandages and guard dog combo.
Okay.
And that's cool. I'm taking $1.
You got the black cat.
Yep. Unbelievable.
So once again, Mike, you.
I spent
Great.
5 XP on that dud.
Well, all right. Okay, you ready?
Yep.
I'm going to spend $1 to give a motivational speech to the field agent. I like her. She gives me +1 book. Do you agree?
I do agree.
Okay. Now, here's the trick. That just puts me even, Mike, with this test and any other test, really. Okay?
Yeah.
So I feel like I need to take your crap luck and turn it into my good luck.
Is that how it works?
Are you okay with that?
I'm still mad. Do what you want.
So you're mad, and I'm going to channel your rage into a up by 0 investigate to grab this notebook.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay? You ready?
Yep.
Okay. Oh. I will do it again. Really?
I mean,
Okay. That's us.
that's us.
That's us.
Oh boy.
Okay. Well,
Upkeep.
monsters. There's no monsters except the guy that starts shooting guns, and we hear it in the distance. We can upkeep.
What is that guy aiming at?
Oh, I need intel report. I need more money. And you know what gives me more money? The Tooth of Etsley. But you see now the dilemma. Okay, I'll have to get rid of the Etsley. Oh, by the way, I will be a rogue. Sorry.
All right.
That's my fast switch. Now, if I stay survivor and draw my weakness.
Thanks, Will.
Yeah. If I stay survivor, draw my weakness, and have nothing to pitch, it's just
then it whiffs.
shuffle back in, right?
Yeah. Will says natives and government officials haven't historically had the best rapport. Yeah, that's
totally.
true. That's true.
He's right. Okay.
I opened up with, hey, want some smallpox? Yeah, and I got what I deserved.
Yeah. Okay, so I put Doom down. Go ahead. Oh, what's this?
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
I'm okay with the ICR. I cannot play events or commit cards to skill tests this round.
Mike, do me a favor. Will you please draw a token for your Mist in the Valley?
It's finally gone.
Okay, I got it. You got it?
Yep.
Please draw a token for my Rapid.
It is gone.
Great. Okay, so things are back to normal here.
Pretty close. Why don't you draw your card?
I have drawn my card, and it is Campfire. Oh, you can heal a damage and a horror to any investigator present at your location. For each investigator healed by this effect, look at one card from the top of the encounter deck. You are engaged by every non-animal that you see. Then shuffle the encounter cards back into the encounter deck. Wow. So if I do nothing with this, it doesn't even surge, right?
Correct.
I see no reason to tempt fate.
Up to you.
I mean,
it is so neat. Like,
love that
the theme on that.
And it's just a look at, right?
You just look at it. As long as it's not a non-animal. How many non-animals are in this deck?
It should say reveal if you're being all nerdy, because it actually says to then shuffle them back in. But maybe it doesn't matter. All right. I guess it is looking.
Got it.
You know, I'm going to like... you just shuffle the Wendigo deck in there, and I don't know what's there. I'm not going to chance it.
Okay.
But boy, do I appreciate that card.
Daniel, can I take another crack at this?
You know what? I want you to stay there for another 3-4 hours. But Mike, I'll be right back.
All right. Let's here, I'm gonna put the dog down here. All right. Let's try this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. -4 is 8. I still win. Takes that. All right. I've convinced her. I only want her and her husband to be safe. So we reveal the isolated land. Ooh.
Did you finally do it?
I finally did it. -4, but I did it.
At -4. Jesus.
Yeah.
Nothing's easy with you.
So
Read a card.
Reveal the hidden hut. So what does it say? Or nothing there. You found the hiding place of Charlie Foxtail. From a distance, the hut seems abandoned. The closer you get, the more you can hear strange noises coming from the inside. When you are close, you realize that someone is in agony. Okay, we are not allowed to do this yet because we haven't drawn Charlie's card. Like, technically, his destiny's not in place. So I think we have to spend the clues to get the card, and then we go here, and just in action, we get to read it.
How do we get the card again?
Spending clues, as per the act.
So the act here.
4 clues at any time to draw a random student's fate card.
Mike, it's going to be a while before we get those clues, I think.
Well,
all right,
I'm going to move one.
You've done one thing?
Yeah. And now I've done another thing.
Navigate up the river.
Oh, hang on. There should be 2 clues up here.
Oh, thank you.
What's our... Because we're going to need... We're gonna need, do we have to be in the same location to spend those clues? Yes, we
Yes.
do. That's harsh. Maybe I just go to Fort McDonald,
To do what?
grab clues. Because then I can make my way to Hidden Hut.
Uh, can you get all 4 clues there?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I've never been more convinced by you.
Of course. Of course. I'm going to Fort McDonald.
Okay. So that's you?
Yep.
All right. I'm going to go and get shot at.
Sure. Charlie isn't a student? Okay, Will is checking some stuff for us. Thank you, Will. No, you're right. You're right. Charlie, we have 3 story cards here that are not in that deck.
Oh, right. Okay.
Okay. So one of them is Charlie Foxtail. I'm still going to do what I planned. So why don't you go ahead?
So where do we put Charlie Foxtail? Up in the swamp or up in the Hidden Hut?
Nowhere yet.
Okay. But he doesn't come into play right now.
No.
I'm confused by that.
So what's happening here, and thank you, Will, for clarifying. There's more than the 3 students that work here. I asked
Right.
Amala Foxtail about her husband who helped guide the students.
Yep.
So her husband is not in that student deck that we're drawing from by spending clues.
Okay.
Her husband is a completely separate story that we just can read as soon as we go there.
You realize we cheated with the Mall of Foxtail, but I'm okay with that.
How did I cheat?
Look at the very first line of her card.
Oh,
We're gonna let that go, folks.
too late
So
now.
we can see more of this. So do we not know then how to get Charlie's story card here?
It's there. Like, we can read it. Just leave it at that. We can read his card.
Just getting there.
Yes.
Okay. All right, Mike. Tell you what I'm going to do. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Thing 1. I'm going to play Cheat the System and grab $3. Okay?
Okay.
That's not even thing 1, Mike.
That's fast.
That's so fast.
What system are you cheating out here in the Frozen North?
You know what? I'm running circles around the crazed Mounties. All right. Then for 1, I'm heading over here. I'm doing it. I'm going to get shot at by a Mountie.
Okay.
All right. I am going to, because this shroud is pretty high, I'm going to play Intel Report. And I'm going to spend $2 more. Just say 2 clues. Okay? How's that sound?
There.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I should get him off the place. All
Yep.
right. So that's thing 2. Do you agree?
I agree.
Thing 2.5 is I'm going to drive the field agent a little loopy, and she's going to grab a clue. I'll grab it from here, Mike.
Okay.
If you want to pitch it. And then here I am. I'm at 0. I'm going to try to get that last one.
Didn't you move Intel Report? Oh, she's fast. Okay.
She's fast. Okay, you ready?
Hang on 1 second. I've already gone, right? Yeah.
You've
Yes,
already gone.
Yeah. So we're good.
Now, I could just make it happen with call for backup, but I don't really want to do that. Wait, in any order.
Yeah,
Mike.
in any order.
Mike, I can actually get out of here before getting shot at, but I have to be here with the clues, don't I? No.
You don't have
Okay.
a rogue card. You
Are you
can't
ready?
move with call for backup.
Oh, that's a rogue card?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was Mystic. Where's the... Oh, Heal of Horror. Well, is it worth it? There's no enemy. I wish Call for Backup were fast.
Mm.
You know what I'm going to do,
It's
Mike?
too
I am going to
strong to
just
be
try.
fast.
I am going to try to be on my own here
Okay.
and just going to do it. Ready?
Yep.
It's always -1. It's just not fair.
I mean,
Okay.
that's the yeah.
So then
You
I am done.
rustled some bushes in the tundra.
And boom.
Oh my gosh, it's a Wendigo!
I am going to take it myself.
All right.
Is that the only monster there?
Yep.
That's upkeep.
Ooh.
Ooh. All right. So you ready? I drew Crisis of Identity.
And you're a rogue.
I don't have any of those.
So you just discard.
Do I still do the discard the top card? I do, right?
Yes, you do.
And I have now become
Guardian.
a guardian.
Just what you always wanted.
Is that really it?
I mean, she's playable now, so I feel like that's pretty darn good.
That is good. All right.
I'm just going to look her up, make sure that nothing else changed.
No, I think that's it. All right, Mike, do we have any end of round cards? Do we have any rapids in play or anything? We do, right? We don't. Okay. So we are at 2 doom, Mike. Go ahead and draw your card.
Thanks, Will. Will has confirmed that we can just read his card. Daniel, are you at a river?
I don't think that I am.
Then we're fine. Until the end of the round, investigators on river locations cannot navigate.
Okay. Dude, thank you, Vinn Quest, for not making these surge. That's the ultimate kind of card that should, right?
Yeah.
Blazing Attack. Oh. Hazard, Terror, Wendigo. Test Fist, or that if you fail, take a direct damage, direct horror.
Direct. Oh my goodness. Got to be careful about that.
Glad I got rid of the Tooth of Etzli. All right.
Good thing we watched a play about the Heir to Carcosa.
I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do agility and make it even. You ready?
Yep.
So I'll draw another -1 token. You ready?
Yep.
Oh, good. All right. Direct bad. Here we go. I'm done.
Our turn. What you thinking?
It is our turn. Well, I don't want to kill the field agent. I'd feel bad about that.
Would you?
But I could maybe call for backup. You don't think I'd feel bad about the field agent?
Oh, maybe.
Here's the thing. Calling for backup guarantees that
you get the clue.
I grab the clue, figure out what Shorty's up to or where he went. What else do I get with it? I get a mystic thing, which is healing horror, which I happen to have some. It's not the best use of it, but it's a guarantee.
Yep. Go for it.
I think for us to kind of figure out more about this, maybe it's the way to go. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I'm calling for backup. I will grab that last clue, Mike.
Reaction. According to the traces left here, you conclude that Bernard was pursued by several people who tried to capture him, tearing away pieces of clothing. You finally arrive in an ominous clearing where you find several corpses. Among them, you find one leaning against a tree, its head cut off, which still wears the last shreds of Bernard's clothes.
Oh.
We have discovered Bernard's fate.
Okay.
Each
Now,
investigator there tests 4 willpower. If you fail, you take a horror, or 2 horror if you failed by a difference of 2 points or more.
tell me about this macabre scene, will you, Mike?
It's a macabre scene, as well as the possibility that those responsible for Bernard's death may not be far away. Drive you from this spot as quickly as possible. The clearing of the sacrifices.
Okay. So, what I hear you telling me is I better do a will 4.
Yes.
Here it comes. Okay.
-1.
I lose at $1, but I don't lose by 2. So I take a horror.
Yeah.
That'll go on my rosary. It didn't say direct, right?
Correct. It did not.
Okay.
I'm going to
Then,
just put this away.
so Mike, I have 4 clues. What does the act say here? It says investigators in the same location may spend 4 clues at a time.
Yeah, if you just want to start drawing cards and opening up the map.
Well, I actually believe that we flipped the act.
Oh, we do!
We do.
Student's fate. Wait a second. Is it all? Nope, you have to discover all of them. All 3.
Oh, I say it's not one of them. Okay, great.
So maybe spend those clues.
You want me to spend them now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
And we
Done.
can learn about Norman's fate. You've
Oh,
come
Norman.
across a group of native Indians who do not seem aggressive. On the contrary, you gain their confidence, and they speak to you of a white man who is the guest of a neighboring tribe of theirs. From their description, you think it's Norman. The Indians point you in the direction of the other tribe land, which is not far from a swamp that you had not found very inviting when you saw it in the distance. Reveal the swamp and put this into play. This place is a real vegetation and aquatic labyrinth. You can easily imagine how a novice explorer like Norman got lost here. Maybe if he was picked up by a local tribe, he may still be alive. We got to get all the clues.
Huh. Okay. This is a very intense scenario for a team that doesn't have a dedicated cluer.
I know, hey? Should have brought him in.
All right, so I've done only one thing, Mike.
Yep.
How cool is that?
That's great. You're not allowed to navigate, though. That's the problem.
I'm heading back to the river, fully cognizant of my inability to navigate a river. I am a guardian, which is fine. I'm going to draw, Mike.
All right.
Oh, look at that. I drew a guardian card. I mean, that's a good thing to get. I have no money. Like, I have literally no money. All right. That's me. I believe it's up to you.
Okay. I'm going to get some clues. Up by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I am up by 3.
Yeah.
That's fine.
That's fine.
And I'm going to move here. Couldn't navigate anyways, so what the heck.
All right. So you've discovered Fort McDonald.
Yep. Doesn't do much.
Okay.
But we have clues.
Monster phase. The Mountie starts shooting into the woods. And we can upkeep.
Whoops. Sorry. Upkeep.
I just don't see me needing fine clothes.
I don't think I'm calling in favors.
Mike, we are at 3 doom, sir. Where'd you get?
We have rapids above me. That's cool.
So we got rapids between us.
Yep.
Charlie. And I've got me a little unexpected obstacle. All right. First time you perform one of the following actions: walking, navigating, move, fight, or evade. Cost an additional action. Oh. It's just luck that takes this away from me.
Yep.
Wow, that's really awful.
Hey, it's like the terror card. frozen in fear. So there's a way of
Mike,
getting rid of it if you're Finn.
Mike, I want you to forgive me, but I think I'm going to be lame this turn.
Okay, but only if you say that again.
Mike, I want you to forgive me, but I'm going to be lame this turn.
All right, cool.
Why did I have to say that again?
Just to make sure I got that on record.
Okay, I see. Never mind. I'm
For
just
the
going to
next time you
investigate
call me,
blindly into this place to grab that journal.
for the next time you
Um,
call me lame.
right. Well, let's call. You know what? I'm happy to be short-term lame against your extended lame.
Ooh.
All right. So, well, let me ask you this, Mike. Do you think it's worth it to grab $2 and throw down the bracelet? Because I'm actually hurting a little bit. Or try to just grab this journal at 0 up.
Oof.
You know what I mean? Like, I have no way of bumping up. Do I wait for you to come to me? Like, there's a rapids in our way, so you can't.
I'm
Right?
gonna
I
go
mean, I
to
guess,
the hidden hut and pick up more clues. Get Charlie.
that's great.
Because I can't get to you.
Now, what's interesting about the hidden hut is you don't actually need to get the clues to do the thing.
I know.
I like that. So you're just gonna go up to the hut and stop, right?
That was my thought. Because getting to you, it's so action intensive with those rapids in the way.
No. That's fine. I was just trying to think of like what makes the most sense for me. And a part of me really does feel like it's just kind of take a second setup turn.
It's not a bad idea.
Because going blind against this notebook, I mean,
Yeah, I do set up. That's my.
I haven't really done it. So we're both just can do our turns at the same time,
Yeah,
right? I mean,
do your thing.
you're moving and I'm taking $2 and grabbing a bracelet.
All right.
And that's it.
Move. I guess that's a navigate action, isn't it? Yeah, that's a navigate action.
I thought you were just walking.
Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. Yeah, if I move into this location, I have to do the same thing.
Only while performing navigate. I thought you were taking 2 actions just to walk up.
I was hoping to navigate it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you know what? I am going to navigate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There.
I was gonna say don't laugh because every time you laugh at your numbers, you draw the
Yeah.
flip in autofill. All right. So you made
1,
it.
2, and then I'm going to read Charlie Foxdale's. Okay, you know what? I said that, but really I just wanted to be 4 up. So that would have been
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I did need a 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There we go. So I still have a black cat, just in case this is a test.
Okay.
Charlie Foxdale. You enter and discover Charlie Foxdale, a middle-aged Indian sitting against the canvas of the hut. His body is covered with deep wounds. His opponent lies on the ground in front of him, a tomahawk lodged in his head. You shudder at seeing the bare body covered with fur and claws instead of fingernails. Stranger, whispers Charlie, please help me. Choose if you're going to heal Charlie's wounds despite his abandonment of the previous expedition, or if you turn your back on him because you do not trust him. Wild,
Wow.
eh?
Wow.
Yeah. All right, so you put.
I know what real heroes would do, Charlie.
Okay, so, my goodness. And this is going to take resources to heal him.
Yeah.
Which I don't have a lot of. Holy, this is not playing to our strengths. This adventure. It's fun, but
No, but it's fascinating.
yeah.
I
Okay,
mean,
we're gonna
if you
do
turn your
choice
back
one.
on him, you get a tomahawk.
But wow, I do get a tomahawk, and then they're gonna hunt us down. I don't feel like
Yeah.
this
I'm not sure
hunting
we want
you
to be hunted
down
down.
thing. I don't quite know what it's going to do, and I don't like it. So we're gonna go choice one. It feels way too ominous. Like the fact that we haven't seen it referenced anywhere, but it keeps coming up.
We have it has been referenced.
But
If
not as
you
to what it
intimidated
does.
if
Not
you
as to what it
intimidated
does.
Charlie's wife. Yeah, we don't know what it does.
Yeah. So no. We're gonna examine his injuries with time and attentive care. He has a good chance of recovery. That's it. Okay. We're not advancing the act right or the agenda right away, are we?
Are you sure you can do this?
Positive.
No, but you're only healing 1 damage per action.
Yep. Keep reading.
If there's 3 or less okay. So we just get a hurt Charlie.
Yeah, we'll
Okay.
get to hurt, Charlie. Fine with me.
Is that us? We're done, right?
That's us.
Monster phase. The Mountie shoots into the distance. He's crazy.
Mr.
Upkeep.
Rook, go away.
Okay. Getting rid of intel report. Feels weird, but strength in numbers is pretty good considering where I am.
All right. Oh, end of round. These things have to be tested. Daniel, why don't you do your unexpected obstacles first?
Mike, I will. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Stays in play.
Stays in play.
Now we'll check the rapids. They're gone.
Okay. We should have done it the other order. All right. Well,
My turn's really easy.
now wait, Mike. Are you saying I can commit strength in numbers if I'm not a survivor? I can't, right?
Nope. You cannot. You have to be a survivor.
All right. Because you let me throw some other things in before, because that was not a skill card, right? Okay. All right.
You're only supposed to commit cards that are of your class.
Including, does that mean skill cards or just any card?
Any cards.
Really? Are you sure that's right?
I'm
Skill
looking
cards
at
make
Lola's
sense.
card right now. You can only play commit or trigger abilities on neutral cards or cards of your role.
Well, we cheated.
We.
It was Will's job to catch me, and he didn't.
We.
All right. Well, your turn is simple, so go
Yeah.
ahead.
Gain $1. Heal up my friend here. And we record that you saved Charlie. So he's got 3 damage on him. When you resolve a skill test in a wild location, you get +2 book. When you resolve a skill test at stage 4 of a navigate action, or triggered by river treachery card, you get +2 fist or +2 fleetness. Holy moly! If an investigator in your location reveals or puts into play a Wendigo card, test 3 will. If you fail, put him out of play. The Wendigo can scare him out.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay. Does he take a slot for you or no?
He does not.
All right, so you're done, right?
I am done.
All right. Mike, I want this journal.
Then get the journal.
When you make it sound so easy. Oh my God. Look how not great it is. An investigator in your location reveals or puts into play a Wendigo card. You get +1 on the characteristic of your choice for the next test you perform during this round. If you fail, discard the book. Is that worth strength in numbers? I don't know that it is.
Well, then maybe you want to go to the swamp.
I do, but I'm stuck with this horrible card that really makes life hard for me. These unexpected obstacles that never leave me.
So it's basically an entire turn to move to North Hanninah.
Well, I don't want to go to North Hanninah, do I?
Well,
That's not the swamp.
up to you. You can go to the taiga if you want. But I
Maybe I
feel
should
like
see
we're
what's.
running out of time and we've got to get these students. So the goal is clues and the goal is opening those up.
Oh, I understand. All right. So, Mike, I will take 2 actions to move east. The frozen vastness is relatively passable, and many tracks are visible, leading in several directions. Taiga.
You lose a
I lose
willpower.
a will. Okay. All right. So I've done 2 things. Would you agree?
Yep.
Then I will just be up 2 on a clue test, right?
Yeah. You succeeded, which means we
If
get
I
to put a
succeed,
clue on the mountain range.
the mountain. Nice. So I grab a clue and throw a clue.
Lovely.
So because of that nice little thing, maybe I'm not going to use the field agent right now.
We do have to
All right, Mike.
clear. Yeah. Okay.
Monster phase.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Wait, did I go?
You did.
I
You
did because I
got
didn't do
Charlie.
anything. Yeah.
You didn't
My
do anything.
cards are ready. Jeez. Ugh, this sucks.
Dude, Mike, all of McBride or improv.
I don't know. I'm drawing the sign, so I'm losing my hand again.
Oh, that's too bad.
This is horrid stuff.
God, this is a tough call. Improv is just too good. You know? I got to get rid of Molly. Sorry, Molly.
No, get rid of that.
All right, Mike, we're at 4 doom. Go ahead. Oh, the campfire card. So good.
Only investigators, hey? No, I'm good. We're discarding.
That's too bad, though. They can't be. Oh, unexpected obstacles. I need to see if I can get rid of it. You ready?
Yep. You got rid of it.
I think it's gone.
Now
All
draw
right.
it again. No.
A
Bear?
bear?
Nearest wild location. Daniel, are you in the wilds? You're in the wilds.
Wow.
He loses a fist if you use a spell, firearm, or ranged asset. He's massive. And he moves.
The end of each enemy phase, if a bad token is drawn, you'll just move towards the nearest investigator. Otherwise, discard it.
Crazy.
So the best thing is to try to run away from him, I guess.
That's might be easier for you to just to kill him.
Yeah, I feel bad about it, but I think that might be true. Well, I don't have the money to hit him more than once with the spectral razor.
All right, you are too far away from me. Cannot bail you.
Hmm.
How are we going to do this?
Well, let's see. I just need that clue, right?
Maybe keep your field agent. Well, I mean, you don't really need that clue. The clue's just nice to have.
It does nothing for us, right?
Yeah. Like, I'm going to go
So
straight to the swamp and start investigating that.
I was actually thinking, you're going to the swamp, or you want me to go to the swamp? What did you say? I missed what you said.
I was going to go to the swamp for sure.
Okay. So a part of me is thinking, like, I could strengthen numbers to try to evade this bear and bust out.
What does that put you up? 2?
It puts me at 3. Oh,
then,
2 total. Yes. 2 total.
And then hope he goes away.
And then hope he goes away. Because if I spectral razor him, I'm actually at less because of the taiga drops my will.
Oh, that's right.
So a part of me's like, well, let's bust out of here. um, because the field agent, I mean, I'm half dead,
Yeah.
and the field agent could take one of those. But being only up 2 is not great.
You could always commit
And I do have improv.
improvisation. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, is this so clutch that
I mean, that would put you up by 4.
yeah,
I don't know what kind of improv show you're putting on in front of a bear, but whatever.
right. Well, first I have to fast action and change to survivor based on your reading of the actual rules of my card.
It's funny that.
Yeah. All right, Mike, I'm going to do it. I'm going to try to run away from this bear +4.
Okay.
+6, right? Actually, +5.
+4.
Okay. Here we go. Right.
-1. You passed.
Damn it.
Get the hell out of there.
There's no guarantee this jerk is even going to leave. However, he is exhausted.
He is exhausted, but he'll still move at the end of the enemy phase, which means he could re-engage you.
But does he unexhaust as well? He must, right?
Yeah, he unexhausts. He readies at the beginning of the enemy phase.
I've done one thing, right?
Yeah.
2 things.
Yep. Yeah, it's a tough call.
What if I navigate up?
Then you get shot at by a Mountie.
That's fine.
Okay.
It's not like fine. I don't want to be so debonair about it, but I don't want the bear on me. Because I can get shot at one time by the field agent, right? And I feel like we need to be moving up. I don't think I should come back down to you.
Correct. We do need to be moving up.
So I'm going to move up with a navigate, which means
you test 2 fist or 2 fleetness.
Yep. Okay.
Just a moment. Just want to see if it's direct or not. No, it is not direct, so you could put it on your agent if you wanted.
Now, by your telling me things, Mike, you're saying that I can't actually commit one of these spectral razors to this test, right?
Actually, the designers are telling you this.
No, I'm blaming you on this one. So I am up 1. Of course. All right. The field agent will take the damage.
All right.
That's me. Have you gone yet?
Oh, shoot. You're going to get hit twice.
Why?
Because the Mountie shoots at the end of every investigator turn. Oh, wait. No. At each investigator turn? Or investigators? At the end of each investigator turn. Yeah, I feel like that's my turn and your turn, so you're going to get hit twice if you're there. I should have gone first reading that.
Oh, we'll say you did.
It didn't make a difference. Because we knew I was going to go 1 to investigate here anyways.
So when he shoots after my turn, then he will kill the field agent.
Okay.
No. He'll hit me. I might need that clue.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, maybe. I did get a clue from the swamp.
All right, good work. I feel like we're struggling.
A little. I can get the 4th one next turn, or the last card out next turn. So the bear readies. And then we draw a token, and he disappears.
Do you know what sucks about where the Mountie is?
Yeah, we got to go there next.
But we can't. I can't.
Yep, I know.
Something has to reveal it.
Yeah, and that something is going to be as soon as I draw a clue. So, upkeep. Bandages are really good, but I'm going to ditch them.
Dude, deduction or lucky? Ugh, that's so tough.
Deduction,
You think?
says the secret player.
Yeah, right. Um,
Yes, Catherine, I will have you know it is illegal to kill a Mountie. This is how are you supposed to get rid of it?
no, you talk to it.
Yeah, you can talk to it with book. If you succeed for book, you put him in the
I think,
victory display. Put him in the victory display?
yeah, if you fail talking to him, he just goes away. Like, so either way, you just talk to the Mountie, you don't kill Canadians.
Oh, that's nice. That's so nice.
Right? It is. If you fail, you just, you shove him in the encounter deck so you can be terrified later.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I should have put on my fine clothes.
Yeah, Mike.
I threw two fine clothes away.
Oh my goodness.
All right, Mike. 5 doom out of 6.
Oh,
Oh,
test 4 willpower. Hey. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know what? No. No. Doing it raw.
that's
There
the
you go.
spirit.
There go my bandages. I only had 1 charge on it.
Nope, I think that's the right call. I have drawn me the same.
And you have all 4 willpower now.
Yeah. This sucks. This obsidian bracelet's never actually worked.
It's very restrictive.
It is. For the price, yeah. Well, I'm just gonna. Geez, I don't really know who to get rid of. Or
Probably your
what?
bracelet.
Probably the bracelet. Yeah. Here we go.
What happened? Oh, there we go.
Yep. That was a $3 down the drain. Okay.
All right.
What's our plan? Let's wait for you.
Okay. My plan is to do a investigate 10 on a 3.
Okay.
Wait, did I do that right?
Do you need 10 out of 3?
7 on a 3.
Okay.
That gives me 4 clues.
Okay.
And I can then spend all 4 clues because I'm an investigator at this location to draw Sylvia's fate. Dr. Nadelmann was not very explicit about the tragedy that befell Sylvia. Nevertheless, it is quite clear that this occurred on the edge of a dense forest on the mountainside just beside the Hanninah River. Now you see in the distance a large forest which seems to match the description from the anthropologist's record. Revealed the impenetrable forest, puts Sylvia's fate aside until otherwise notified.
Nice.
All right, so again, there has to be no clues on this location to read the story card. So, for my next act, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm a 6 on a 3.
Wait a minute.
But
You have to stay there, right?
yeah, I am staying there.
You gotta stay there.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
I'm getting all the clues off this thing so that we can read
Yep.
the Norman's fate.
Talk to Norman. Yeah.
So I'm actually going to put another sled dog out for my second action. Then I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm a 7 on a 3. 0. That's another clue.
What else you got?
That's all my actions. I put out a dog and I investigated twice.
All right. Do you mind if I stop getting shot at?
Please do stop getting shot at.
All
I
right.
mean, why don't you just walk there and parlay?
Yeah. You make slow progress through the massive trees, but end up finding traces of the passage. All right. Here we go. Hey, what's a good Canadian name?
I don't know any Canadian Mounties. What are you talking about?
Okay. I just thought you might know a good Canadian name. All
Dudley
right.
Do Right?
I'm just gonna Dudley. Hey, Dudley. Can you? It's just me out here. I'm a famous actress. You might know me. Please stop shooting at me. And here's my parlay. He is shuffled into the deck.
Yep, sure is.
I'm still okay with that. Now, here's the thing, Mike. I don't have a great way to get through this forest here.
I see.
I have I have deduction, which is great, but only if I pass.
Oh, lordy.
And I'm only up one on it. I do have field agent, which helps. This is what she's here for. So I'm actually going to use my second act to draw a card. Oh, improv. Okay. Okay. Doesn't matter right this minute. And my third action to draw a card. We're going to do this, Mike, but it's going to be slow.
All right.
And that is gang up. Why do I have all this damage stuff, Mike? Just
Well, because you're way up there and you might get
in case
another
I'm left
bear.
alone by my friend, the politician.
I had to talk to my friends at Fort McDonald in the civilized world.
No, I understand. I understand. We are done. Monster phase. Are there any monsters?
No,
What's upkeep? I found my grandma.
she's good. She's good. Wait, do we advance? Oh, we so advance.
We will advance.
Oh, hi.
What'd you do?
We just advanced into a bestial creature.
Oh,
Shuffle the discard pile into the encounter deck.
okay.
Spawns at the location with the most investigators. I think that's me.
So is this the Wendigo?
Nope. This is just a bestial creature.
Oh my god.
All right.
It's
What are
funny.
we?
He's sideways for me.
Yeah, just the way it's tilted here. The Wendigo hunts you. There can no longer be any doubt. You are in the territory of the Wendigo, the ancestral spirit feared by the Indians of this region, who seeks human prey to make a feast of their flesh. The creature that flung itself on you seems to be a man who turns into Wendigo. The more time passes, the more likely you are to meet the real Wendigo, the one who has been stalking you since your arrival in the valley. You've noticed
Are
that
you sure you want to take this?
the human blood seems to attract it, like a great white shark finding its prey in the vast oceans more easily when it is injured. Each civilized location gets resign. You manage to escape before he has found you. When an investigator or ally asset suffers at least a 1 damage, add a doom to this agenda.
What? Collected limit of one doom per round. All right.
Cool.
I mean, I've got two spectral razors I can throw at this guy for 6 damage. I'm just saying.
How do you do the 7th?
How do I do the 7th? With gang up.
You're sure about this? What could I
I'm
do?
not sure about this. What kind of person is ever sure about disaster?
I can do an easy 5. 6.
Well, hold on. So gang up for 3. Oh, I need $1. Gang up for $3 gives me +4, +3 fight, and +3 damage.
What would you be up by? He's a 4.
Yeah, that would put me at a 6 to 4. but do 4 damage. But then I would be then I would improv into Mystic and hit him for. I still need to find that dollar somewhere, wouldn't I?
Because you're also the clue gatherer at the moment.
Am I? Because if you're looking at my cards, I'm not.
I can get 2 clues a turn.
See, I can't do that. Like, I feel like our roles might have reversed.
Well, I mean, I've got a brute force. I could deal 3 damage with that, plus 2 from the sled dogs. I could deal 5 in a hit.
5 in 1 hit?
5 in 1 hit. And then I can do it a 6th easily.
Well, that's all he's got. Oh, he's got 7.
He's got 7, but I have a guard dog. If he just hits the guard dog.
Maybe, yeah, you should have him then. All right.
Okay. So now we draw bad cards.
Yeah, I think that's the rule.
Rapids. Okay, so this goes next to me.
Okay. And I have drawn Ambush.
Are you on the river?
Am I on the river?
You are not.
All right. Dude, I'm really glad I got rid of my bracelet.
Yeah.
This isn't great. All right, well, I'm down 1. I don't think if I have anything to do with it.
Yeah, improv will put you up 1, but that's not great.
That's not what I need. All right. Well, Mike, I hope you're happy.
Did you want a Wendigo or a bestial creature on you too?
No, I'm down 1. Oh, this
1 damage.
Thing. It's going on me.
Yeah, okay. You need some soak, dude.
Granny Orn's coming out. Not a ton of soak, but.
All right, let's do this. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. See, Michael Lee? That's how you do it. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Let me just count this up here. 3, 4, 5. Does he retaliate? You know what? I feel like I just have to give him everything I got.
Yep.
Okay, so I was a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Puts another 1 on him. And I don't see myself. Oh, I can do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Passed.
I think you did it.
He is gone.
It's in the victory display.
Whew. Rough.
Oh, rough is my turn.
Wait, am I in a wild location? I am. Oh, +2 book. Yeah, never mind. That would not have helped me.
I need him.
Hang on. Was that a Wendigo card? It was not a Wendigo card. So Charlie Foxtail is still with me.
I'm going to take my fast action as Lola has turned into a seeker. Okay? I'm up 1 with deduction. Which I think we can all agree is low. But you know what, Mike? Sometimes you play as a survivor. Right?
I'm going to pretend I didn't hear that.
See? I'll take 2 clues, Mike. Folks, if you've been watching us over the years, one of us has shown you what heroism is.
One of you will have you convinced that he can read the chaos bag.
For my next action, field agent is going to die, Mike.
How many clues do you have off this location,
3 total.
including that field agent one?
No, 4 is the field agent.
Okay.
So I'm got the 4.
Okay.
Now,
Oops. That should be.
do we have every story card out that we need or no?
We do.
All right, so we might need clues though.
But you got the last thing from the forest.
Okay, so go ahead and read us a story about that.
You end up finding Sylvia's corpse, lying face down in the heart of
Oh,
the forest. It seems from her tracks that she was wandering in this natural labyrinth, searching for a way out. When you turn back, you feel that something is not like it was when you arrived. You cannot find your tracks, nor find your way around this cursed forest. We have discovered Sylvia's fate. Put the heart of the forest into play. Move each investigator from the impenetrable forest to this location. This move does not trigger attacks of opportunity. You cannot leave this location unless an investigator in the heart of the forest succeeds at an investigate action in the same round. When an investigator performs investigate in the heart of the forest, lose an action on your next turn, and then the heart of the forest gets -1 shroud for this investigation. That's wild.
I don't really understand that.
So you can sacrifice a turn or one action in your next turn to make this a 3 shroud to investigate it.
Okay, but I'm stuck here for a while.
Yeah, until you get out.
So we found 2 peoples. You're 1 clue away from Norman's for
Yep,
us to flip.
that's
Okay.
right.
So Mike, I've only done one thing. I think you must also agree that's amazing to me. All right. Next, I will improv
Was that a leveled up
into.
deduction? How did you get 4 clues off that location this round?
I had 1 already.
Oh, okay,
We forgot to take it off.
gotcha.
And then I got 2 from deduction, 1 from the field agent who died for it. And then I will put in from improv a $1 grainy orange because I'm switching to survivor. Oh, thank you, Mike. How do you like them apples?
Hi, Granny.
Hi, Granny. Yeah. You might just be here to take a hit.
Could have used you a couple times, but hey.
Oh my God, right? Could you imagine? Well, then I just would have drawn -2. So you know how the chaos bag is. All right. So then, Mike, I've used my fast action once per round to switch and switch.
Oh, I should have done my damage.
If I investigate now,
No, I
tell
didn't.
me if I'm right on this with my last action. No, that makes no sense because I can't get out of here. Never mind. So I think the best thing, Mike, is to take $1 or to take a card rather.
All right. If that
All right,
was your weakness, I would have cried.
yeah, it would have been funny. Look what I found.
Hey, that's 2 book icons.
That's helpful.
Hey, there's no enemies, but there are
Well,
rapids in play. So I'm just gonna reveal a token for that.
was I first or did you already go?
I
You
already
already
went.
went.
Yeah.
Okay. What else you got for us?
Time to upkeep.
Are the rapids gone or I didn't see
No,
your
they
drop?
just moved.
All right, let's upkeep then, son. Cherished keepsake or an emergency cache?
Where are your
That's
leather
interesting.
coats, man?
That's interesting. I'm not sure what I want here. Because, yeah, I need stuff that. I need to get my soothing melody out. Ugh. All right. Got $4. You know what? I've got plenty of horror soak. I'm getting rid of the cheapsake. Here we go.
All right. We're at 1 doom of 8
Okay.
then.
We are.
Do you mind flipping that? My
Yeah.
card is a
What
lost
is that?
child.
What?
If you are on a civilized location, it gains surge, then discard, or otherwise attaches to your location. If an actor or agenda advances, or if lost child is removed from the game, each investigator takes a direct horror. I can parlay to take control. If you're at a location with both civilized and Indian, put lost child in the victory display. That's cool.
Huh. That is so. I mean, there's been a number of cards now that we've drawn that are not awful from the encounter deck.
Yeah.
Unlike this one that I just drew.
That is
Missing the Valley.
not a good one to have.
This is a tough time for that.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Very
Let's
tough
be
one.
honest. Tough time. All right. What do we? Well, we're about to flip the act though, so it's your up.
All right.
Why don't you go first and do it? But grab that child.
I'm going to put an art student into play. Yoink. You find Norman surrounded by a... Wait, you're right. Grab the child first. Grab the child
Maybe.
first.
Yeah. You never
Well,
know.
you know what? What if that's an enemy?
What if what's an enemy?
The other side of this. You find Norman surrounded by a tribe of savage Indians who seem to worship him like a god. With his Indian clothes, shaved head, and tattoos, he looks like a local shaman. When he sees you, Norman approaches and confuses you with Dr. Nadelmann. He decides to leave with you to announce to the world the good news. The great Wendigo arrives, and soon this world will be rid of all misery, all suffering.
Oh
His
God.
speech terrifies you, and you hope to be able to reason him before he spreads his madness all around him.
So we found Trump. Great. There he is.
Oh, we found oh, who played that
Yeah.
crazy guy in Apocalypse Now? Who was that?
Yeah. Mr. Kurtz.
Yeah,
Rando.
Rando.
Yeah.
Norman Faulkner is not himself anymore.
No,
You
he's not.
cannot put horror on him. If he's defeated or discarded, put him out of play, erase that he's alive, and record that you let him die. Okay. At the beginning of the enemy phase, place a doom on him. This can make the current agenda advance. Or I can parlay to get him out of here. Daniel,
Wow.
for my second action, I am going to
Take the
parlay with
child.
this guy.
All right.
One action is not worth one doom. All right, so this would make me a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Wait,
8.
hold on. Before you do this, Mike, I believe we flipped the act.
Oh, you're right, we do. The student's fate. After many hardships, you finally discover what really happened to the 3 missing students. These discoveries were deeply disturbing, and you doubt you'll be able to convince their loved ones of what really happened when you return. But you know the truth now, and this truth was everywhere in Dr. Nadelmann's statements during his trial. If the anthropologist did not lie about the fate of his students, then his other statements that were deemed ridiculous may also be true. We've discovered the fate of Dr. Nadelmann's students.
Okay.
Act 3, North Hanninah's Mysteries. If you manage to leave this place without incident, you'll be able to take with you all the evidence accumulated so far, which would certainly help to prove the innocence of Dr. Nadelmann. However, while rereading the story of Dr. Nadelmann's adventures, you realize that his expedition had discovered several unknown wonders of this region that would amaze your colleagues. These consist of an ancient temple of an unknown civilization and an immense gold vein hidden in the heart of the mountains. Discovering such treasures could make this expedition extremely profitable for you. If all investigators who have not resigned or have been defeated are in a civilized location, you can advance this act at any time to leave the valley.
I'm out. I mean, I
Okay.
know I'm a vain actress, but I don't need more gold, Mike.
Yeah, I feel like we did a fair bit right now. Okay, so for my second
My
act,
problem is I'm stuck
yeah.
in the heart of the forest.
So I'm up by 4. I passed. He is out of play. for my last action, I'm going to take this lost child. And that's me. I would not dare to imagine what could happen to her if she stays alone in this valley.
So I've already gone, right?
Yeah. How does the Wendigo get out?
Could be an encounter card.
Oh.
Maybe. I don't know. I think we'll find out just as we're about to win. All right. Monster phase, no monsters?
Yeah, no monsters in play.
Keep working a hunch or shortcut. All right, get rid of a shortcut. Dude, I can't get out of here.
Can't? Hold up. Oh, yeah, no.
No, because you told me like I had to obey rules.
Oh, yeah,
right.
you totally do.
To doom.
Okay. You are allowed.
Can I do a quick switch and get 4 books?
You can.
Oh my god, that's awesome. Okay.
But it has to be from your quick trigger.
Yeah. I understand that. But all right.
Are we done? Wait. No.
You have to draw a bad card.
I have to draw a bad card. Sudden flood. Are you on a river?
I'm not.
Okay, we cannot navigate this turn.
Shit. Am I in a river? I don't think so.
No, you're not.
I'm in mystical lands, Mike.
That's crazy.
And I have drawn me a little bit of blazing attack. This is not what I needed. God, could you imagine if I didn't get rid of my bracelet?
Well, the bracelet
I
couldn't
got
have helped.
rid of-
The bracelet couldn't have helped. It's direct.
Oh god, yeah. Fist or agility, eh? Okay, well,
And you're survivor.
and I'm survivor. So I'm down 1.
Uh-oh.
So this kills Granny Orn.
No, it doesn't. It's direct.
And so this kills me. That's okay, because we found you. Like, we found what we needed to find, right?
Yeah, we did.
Okay, so I am at -1. Would you agree?
I agree. You know, you barely have time to see the monster attacking you.
I know. Are you ready for my elder sign?
Sure, let's call it.
Okay. Boom!
And Michael Lee couldn't stay and play? Yeah. You get to switch roles if you want.
Mike, don't hate the player. Hate how I've always been able to call the elder sign when I've needed it for the last 7 years. Now, here's the thing. Do I switch classes? Do I switch roles? I don't. Based on what you said, it doesn't seem like I necessarily have to.
Did you draw your token for that card anyway, by the way?
What token?
Mist in the Valley? You didn't? Oh, I'm going to draw a token. Mist in the Valley is gone.
Oh my god, I didn't do that. Thank you. Mike, do you believe I called the elder sign again for how many times in our career together has that been, do you think?
How many times actually, or how many times do you think it's been?
Either or, I think it's going to be more than is logical.
Oh, I don't buy that.
But I know that, Mike, you need to always diminish my accomplishments in this game.
No. I'm just mad because it didn't happen to me.
You hate my survivor approach to this game. You absolutely hate how I do it. So when I call elder signs and I get them like that, which even if that was the only time ever, that's still astonishing. But it's not the only time ever I've done that.
Here's the problem. If you're playing Survivor, you always have these things to help you when you fail. You totally don't right now because you're Lola. Game.
Yeah.
Game.
You need to actually more appreciate that I can stay alive in moments like this.
I am in amazement. Amazement and wonder.
Thank you, Jesus.
That this actor survived that.
All right. So speaking of a surviving action, is Rapid still there?
It's still there.
Okay. I need to get out of the heart of the forest.
Yeah,
And does that bring me only to the impenetrable forest? It does,
it
right?
does.
Jesus, walking out of here is gonna be tricky.
Well, you gotta get investigate first.
Yeah. So, do you have a thing you want to do, or
What do I want to do?
are you getting out?
I'm not getting out yet. I'll go. I'll walk once.
Okay.
I'll navigate for a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. On a 2. That's pass. 1, 2, and then 3. I'll get to the.
Why are you going? What are you doing?
I can't get here
Why are you trying to go there?
because this was a civilized Indian territory, and that's where the child needs to be.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
1 moment. Am I not allowed to send this lost child back?
Why wouldn't you be? It says if you're in a location which is
Oh,
most
there it is.
civilized in India.
Yeah, it is there. Never mind. Yeah, we're good. Okay,
What was it? What was the confusion?
I'm just gonna add this to the victory display. Me not reading the card was a.
Oh, that was the confusion.
Yeah,
All right.
that's all. Okay, so we have another victory point.
Good. All right. So I'm up here in the heart of the forest. You
Oh, I'm
probably
not
forgot.
sorry. I'm not allowed to navigate. We had our
Why
sudden
not?
flood in play. I was not allowed
Oh,
to navigate, so I had to
okay.
walk. I'm here.
Okay. So you've probably forgotten about your actress friend way up in the heart of the forest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think she was still alive. I thought she was eaten by a Wendigo.
All right. When an investigator performs investigating in the heart of the forest, you can lose an action on your next turn. I don't think I'm going to need that. So, Mike, I'm going to follow your counsel, which was as a survivor, pitch, look what I found. That puts me to 6-4, right?
It does.
Then I will do my fast action to go seeker and work a hunch to be up 4. Damn it.
You are now allowed to move.
Is that all it is?
Yes, you are allowed to move.
But that was still an action, right?
Yep.
Okay. I will move.
All right.
And then I will move.
There you go.
That's me.
All right.
Dude, I burned a lot of cards for that.
Let's
Monsters,
see.
no monsters, right?
But we'll check the rapids. Still in play. I'm going to move them down.
Now, technically, it's not the end of the round yet, Mike.
Oh, right. Upkeep. Hi, guard dog.
More emergency quiche or lockpicks? Well, you never know. I'll keep some lockpicks around. All right. I am a seeker. Mike, we are at 3 doom. No one's been damaged or anything, right? Okay.
Damaged by what?
No, it's just if anyone's damaged,
Suffers
yeah,
at least 1
doom.
damage.
Yeah,
Okay.
doom, yeah.
I have
All
not.
right. Your bad card.
Oh, that's
Okay.
fine.
I remember that. I
Unexpected
have drawn
obstacles.
wolves. I did not need wolves right now. Actually, I don't care about wolves right now. All right, Mike, may I go?
Sure.
Did you put rapids in front of me? You did, didn't you?
They just moved down. I wanted to give you some space.
Oh, thanks. All right. I think I'm going to have to use my fast action, Mike, to switch from Seeker to Mystic. I'll then spend $2 to Spectral Weight, Razor some wolves. There it is. They're gone. I believe I then have to slowly make my way down this river.
You do. Meanwhile, the politician, to great acclaim, sends the child back.
Dude, this is gonna look so good on your record.
Oh, I know. Thank you all. It's been a pleasure meeting you, being among you, not seeing any Wendigo. I am going to go home now. Bye.
You just do that on a civilized, right?
On a civilized location. Or, wait a second. Wait a second. I gotta catch this again. If all investigators who have. Okay, we're not going to. We're going to advance this act later. So, what am I going to do? I have done one action, right?
What did it say? I'm sorry. If all investigators have not risen, okay, we have to meet at a civilization.
It doesn't say the
Yeah.
same location.
It just says be civilized, right?
Just be in a civilized. Whoops.
What'd
Be in
you
a
do
civilized location.
there? All right,
So I am going to get rid of drawing the sign.
brilliant. Is that us?
That's us.
I'm still very close to death, Mike, and probably will die. Right? You know that, right?
Yeah, but I can't flip the agenda until you die or get here. So
So let me ask you this,
get a
Mike.
move on.
Let me ask you this, Mike. Which would you prefer?
It depends what I
I know
draw.
you're mad at Lola right now for drawing the elder sign like I did.
No, I'm more mad at me for not drawing it when I needed it. Okay, let's see if the
See the
rapids are gone.
crime and cheat the system.
The rapids are gone.
Okay, that's good. I'm going to get rid of what things do I need? I'm going to get rid of scene of the crime. I think I'm going to need the cheat the system icons more. All right, Mike, we are at 4 doom out of 8.
Yeah,
Top of the key.
I'm good. I'm good.
God, that's such a great card. Can I get one of those? Oh no. Wild Indians. If they're engaged at the end of the enemy phase, disengage them and move them onto the nearest wild. Oh, that's interesting. What is that? Oh, because they hunted you. What?
They just run around.
I wonder if you're hunted by them, they wouldn't do that though, right?
So they would
It
hunt
says anything
onto
about
you
it. Yeah.
if they're engaged at the end of the enemy phase. So they hit you, then they run away. So you can't hit them back. And then they hunt you
Wow.
again, and they hit you, and then they run away. Great theming on that.
Great theming. So are we done?
Yeah, it's our turn.
All right. I'm a mystic. I will spend $2 to spectral razor them.
That's not
Okay.
nice.
Well, they scared me and I killed them.
Just like the Mountie.
I felt bad.
So,
I too, yeah, have knee-jerk violence in my veins. All right, I'm going to. If I navigate, does it have to be damage or can it be horror?
let me find out here. So if you navigate twice, you'll be testing a 3.
No, I'd only navigate once. So yeah, so 3.
If you fail by 3 or more, you take 2 damage. It's damage. You could kill Granny Orn if you only took 1. So if you moved, if you were given dropped down to a 0, you could die if you go to the jetty. But if you move only once, you're a little more safe.
Yep. Wow, Mike.
Yep.
This is an interesting call because
you've got a Granny Orn. You've got a Granny Orn.
Yeah.
That helps.
And I can only use her if I'm survivor though.
Yes.
Right? So bless America.
So you've done one thing.
I've done one thing. You know what? I'm just gonna calmly follow the river south. I feel like, Mike, I have preyed on Lady Luck too much tonight.
All right.
Which means I'm going to draw the Wendigo right now, right?
Yeah.
All right. So that's us, right?
I haven't gone yet.
You haven't? No, you got rid of the girl.
And then what? I didn't do anything this turn.
Wasn't that this turn where
Nope.
you dumped the lost child?
I'm gonna sit here and just count my money. I'm good.
Are you sure you
Positive.
haven't?
Positive.
Huh.
Upkeep.
Okay. No enemies, right?
No enemies. Hey, art
Okay.
student.
I have a crisis of identity.
You're losing a mystic card.
I'm losing. I'm losing a holy rosary.
Losing a rosary.
Drops my will. It could matter. Who knows?
All right.
And that was drawn with Lucky, so I have to get rid of Lucky as well. All right, Mike. 5 doom.
I cannot put
A
damage on a
deer?
deer unless I perform a fight action from a firearm or ranged card. At the end of each enemy phase, disengage the deer. Oh, it's aloof.
Oh, it's already aloof. And I have drawn unexpected obstacles. Really? That's unreal.
Yep.
It's unreal.
Yep.
Okay.
Daniel, if you don't mind, I'm just gonna throw out my friends here.
Well, can you just get out of here?
No, because you're not in a civilized place yet.
Well, then let me go first so we can all get out of here.
Go ahead. No, I did all
What?
my stuff. Okay, go ahead.
So you didn't go yet, right? All right. I'm going to fast action into rogue.
You just need to go move one space.
Yeah, but look what I drew. Unexpected obstacles.
So cost an additional action
If I navigate.
or walk. So just take 3 actions and walk. That's all you have to do.
Then I can't resign.
It's not an action.
It isn't?
We're not resigning. We just have to be in civilized land to advance. Just get here.
Oh, I see. Well, you know what, Mike? I'm going to show up here at the jetty again.
All right. Let's flip.
Oh my God, I didn't realize that easy. All right.
Your expedition is a success. You've returned safely to Fort Macdonald with much evidence of the events that occurred during your expedition. Upon arrival, you are taken care of by the doctor of a small contingent of the Canadian Mounted Police based at the fort. He states that you are in good enough condition to answer the questions of the officers present on site. In your campaign log, record that you have enough evidence to clear Dr. Nadelmann. Okay, I have some questions about this scenario, but let's read R2 first, Daniel.
Officers listen to the story of your expedition with suspicion, then with amazement when they see the evidence you've collected. They thank you for your extraordinary contribution to the resolution of this case, after which you are requested to leave the fort quickly. You return to Arkham without looking back. Upon your arrival, you share with the students' relatives the fate of their loved ones. It's a difficult time for all these people. Although they finally have the answers to their questions, some truths are too terrible to hear. Most are shocked, but all end up thanking you for putting an end to this case. You feel a strong sense of accomplishment, which temporarily comes to relieve of your suffering and to ward off the nightmares that have inhabited your nights since you left the valley of North Hanninah. Each investigator removes the mental trauma.
What?
I got that. All right. If the Wendigo was still in play at the end of the game, record that you know that the Wendigo still roams the North Hanninah.
Did we miss something? Was the Wendigo supposed to come out?
Not that I ever saw.
Oh yeah. Okay, you put it into play if you doom out this agenda.
Okay. Each investigator earns experience equal to the victory X.
Okay, so we actually don't earn experience. We earn memories. We spent memories to go in. We earn memories coming out.
Okay.
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
We saved Charlie, so that's 6.
6. Never saw a gold prospector. Okay.
Nope.
And then we read the epilogue. You ready?
Yep.
We're not going to read this, Mike, if we've all been driven insane or killed.
Well, that's all right.
All right. Mike, is Charlie Foxtail in play at the end of the game?
He is.
On the way back to Fort McDonald, Charlie confessed to you that he regrets having abandoned Dr. Nadelmann and those poor students. The monster who attacked him in his hut chased him ever since he fled, feeling his fear and leaving him no respite. He's aware that you did not have to help him after what he had done, and for that you have his eternal gratitude. When you arrive inside of the territory of his ancestors, Charlie bids farewell and hands you his tomahawk. This weapon has been in my family for a very long time. I've seen how you fight, and I think you deserve it more than me. Time for me to go back to my wife. Never again will I return to the North Hanninah Valley. An investigator can add the tomahawk.
Nice. Okay, we'll get there. Let's read the rest.
Okay. Have we found Hanninah's gold?
No.
Are we custodians of Ithaqa's knowledge?
Ithaca? Nope, we are not.
Okay. Did we let Norman die?
We did not.
Is he alive?
Yes, he is.
Norman is alive and well, the only real survivor of the previous expedition. We managed to get him back to Fort McDonald, where he was taken care of by the mounted police doctor. He behaved strangely, did not really answer the questions about what happened to him. Obviously, he has definitely lost his mind. He kept saying that he had to announce an important news to the whole world, but he has to find the best way to do it. When you went back home, you tried to bring Norman back with you, but he had already left the fort in the middle of the night. In the letter he left for you, he explains that he will return to Arkham. You can reassure his family about that. But that he has a lot to do before he can return home.
Oh, crap.
God. Mike, check our campaign log. Did we defeat the Wendigo?
No.
All right. Do we have enough evidence to clear Dr. Nadelmann?
We sure do.
All right. We are then going to read Dr. Nadelmann's Fate 2 starring you.
Dr. Nadelmann's appeals trial is held a few weeks after your return, and you present yourself with evidence to clear the anthropologist. You make a strong impression on your audience, and although there is unexplained evidence in this case, Dr. Nadelmann stands free from the hearing, full innocence being established. Sometime later, you learn with satisfaction that Nadelmann will resume classes at the beginning of the next school year. However, Nadelmann's physical and mental aftereffects still persist, with panic attacks every winter when the first snowflakes fall.
Oh.
And I guess that's it.
That's it.
Wow.
Dude, that's great.
That is a wonderful, wonderful little adventure.
That was really nice.
Okay, let me just have a look-see
Now,
here.
I will say this, Mike. Did we or did we not forget some other trigger to bring the Wendigo out?
I am looking at this now. So if we had let this thing advance completely, then the Wendigo comes out, and this replaces. Okay, yeah. So this basically replaces the act and agenda.
Okay.
So we would no longer be able to just leave. Instead, we have to defeat the Wendigo.
Okay.
And you can resign to flee from him. And he's big. He's huge. Yep, that would have been 12 health. At the end of each investigator turn, ready the Wendigo. Oh my goodness. If the Doom token is put into play, heal a damage on the Wendigo. Yeah. Okay. And if he defeats you, you suffer an additional physical trauma. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the thing. So it looks like the only way to get to the mountain range is through the broken tablet token. And if we had flipped that, you find the Temple of Ithaca. And then that gives you another story card.
Now, it is interesting to hear that name again, right?
Yeah, it is.
Isn't she from Forgotten Age?
No, not Ithaca. You're talking about Ichtaka.
Oh, yes. Sorry.
Ithaca is another mythical beast. And I guess the third story card that we missed would have been getting the
prospector.
That other person into play. The guide.
Oh yeah.
Would the guide have done that? Let me just have a look. No. So what's the last story? Where's the gold come from?
Well, there was something about in the gold prospector in the resolution. But I don't know how you get him.
Yeah, I don't know how the gold comes into play. Unless we miss that somewhere. Anyways, that was very cool. So we get 6 memories back. We were both sitting at 11 memories.
Really?
I think that's how it works. Let me double
Why
check.
did we get those back?
Hmm?
That's what the XP equals, is memories?
Yep.
Okay.
It's on the mountain, says Will.
Okay.
Let's see. It's on the mountain. It's on the mountain. If there are no clues on the Temple of Ithaca, you read the knowledge. Oh, is it the other mountain? There's 2 mountains, and you get okay. There's one of 2 mountains that you get. One of them
Oh,
is the
okay.
temple, and one of them is the prospector. That is very cool. So you can't even do it all in one playthrough. Well, that was exciting.
Well done, Vinn Quest. Thank you.
Well,
That was
thank you.
great.
Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, everyone in the chat. Thank you, everyone in the world except Michael Lee. Banter was fun, guys. That was great. And thank you, Will,
Cheers,
for the
all.
links. I'm going to throw that in at the show notes for the YouTube video when it comes out.
Mike, just to satisfy my curiosity, did any of the fans say how wonderful it was when I called that elder sign near the end?
No, they completely ignored you.
That's really hurtful. Really, really hurtful. I just wonder how many times you have to be so heroic to really matter in the
Well,
world.
keep,
Oh,
keep it up, champ.
keep it up, champ. That's right. Thanks, brother.
Oh,
Uh,
all right. Thank you all. We will see you next week when we return back into the, I guess, the Matrix, when we peer into
the
our very
Matrix,
souls.
whatever we're calling that, right?
Yep. That would be the machine in yellow.
Right on.
Lovely. Good night, all.
11. Cheers.